Hey everyone, it's Abby. I just wanted to take some time to reflect on my 2022 sewing projects and also talk about some upcoming 2023 projects. And to finish things off, I have some news of a really big change in my life coming soon. To start out the year, I began working on my 1890s Ballgown project. And like all my projects, I kind of thought that I would do it quicker. I always start with the base layers, and yes, I did have to make a corset for this one, and yes, I did have to make undergarments for this one, but I thought because I already had like the petticoats and I had already kind of made walking skirts a bunch of times, and this one's very similar, I did think I was going to be doing this one a lot quicker. But either way, even though I got distracted with a bunch of other projects throughout the year, it still gets finished, so what can you do? So to start out the year, I made my 1890s corset, because when you're working on a project like that, you kind of need to start with the structure layer first so you know how big to make the other pieces. I did finally finish my Celtic Knot quilt at the beginning of the year as well. I was so happy to get that project done. Much as I like quilting, it's a very tedious process, and especially when you're doing a lot of quilting squares rather than just picture squares, which my previous quilt was, it just takes so much time, and there was just not enough room in my house to lay it all out either. So that was quite a project, but I'm just so happy it's done, and I love sleeping under it. It's very warm. So that was a fun project once it was done. Then I moved on to making my 1890s drawers, which was a really quick project and kind of made me feel good about finishing something. And then from then on, I kind of got distracted. And at that point, I had wanted to complete some summer projects. So I think I moved on to making a rose fairy skirt for my old fairy costume that I had made many years previously, and I had been wanting to update that one for a long time so that I could wear it as a new project again, essentially, because I had gotten rid of the wings from that costume a while back, and I just really wanted something new to wear. I still have the other skirt, so I could use it as layers for other things, but it's really just kind of fun having something updated with some elements of an old project. The next thing I created was my updated summer top. I had this old top that I had bought many years ago that really wasn't my style, like fabric wise, but the cut and the straps and everything was kind of my favorite part about it. And it's really easy to wear. So I found fabric with flowers on it that I liked much better and made a pattern out of it, and it's pretty much become my favorite summer top. So that was a very successful project. Then during my trip to the UK, I was able to bring a hand sewing project with me, and I was able to hand sew my husif, or housewife, sewing kit. And I did finish it on the trip, so that was really nice. And now I've been able to use that sewing kit for my various hand sewing projects, and it makes my various tools easier to find because you can like roll it out and just see everything there instead of just being in a bag and right at the bottom and you just can't find it, so you have to dump the whole thing out. So having the rollout sewing kit has been kind of a great thing, so I'm definitely going to be using it a lot. Then I had a huge group of Regency projects that I kind of flew through to distract myself from the 1890s ball gown. Like, I really have been putting off all these Regency projects because I had a bunch of fabric that I had bought or kept over the last couple of years for these particular projects and just hadn't done them yet. And Regency projects have become really easy to do. So they felt like easy projects that I could feel quick success from instead of feeling like I was putting off the 1890s ball gown. So the silk sari Regency dress that I made, I had been researching over the years wanting to buy a silk sari like a vintage silk sari because there's so many on Etsy, and I finally just decided to do it. And I was just going to buy it and hold on to the fabric for a while and do it in a bit. But once it came in, I just got the bug to create it. So I just pretty much flew through that project. And along with that was the sleeveless silk Spencer from the scraps. So that was a second project that I could just quickly do right after. So that's a 2-in-1 dress that I have that I can wear to balls now, which is really great. Then I finally had time to whip up a new Regency chemise out of just linen that I hadn't used for other projects. So now I have 2 chemises for Regency, and one of which is nice linen that isn't as thick and breathes better. So it'd be great for summer. But I've been meaning to do that for a while. So there's a lot of these projects that I used to procrastinate really were good projects. I think that's why I keep concurrent projects going a lot, because then I can feel like I'm being useful and doing things without having to overwhelm myself with the really hard projects sometimes. Like I'll do a bit of the hard project and then I'll be like, ooh, easy project. And I'll do another bit of the hard project and then, ooh, another easy project. It helps. And then I made my Regency open robe that I have been wanting to make for years, pretty much since before Bridgerton came out. So a little while, and I've had the fabric laying around that whole time. So that was good. Finally got that done. I love the train on that, and the fact that it has a little pickup so that I could actually use it at balls instead of just being like, this is a fancy train that everybody's going to trip on, including myself. No, we don't want that. So it's better that we have the fancy train, but also that you can pick up the fancy train easier. So there's that. And then I finally had time to make my Regency green silk sleeveless Spencer out of just this yard of green silk that I loved the look of, even though it's very similar to the other green stuff I have, but this one's silk. Yeah, it's pretty. I just like how silk shines, so you know, that's how it is sometimes. But that one was kind of fun because it's different from the sleeveless silk sari scraps Spencer. Say that a lot of times, because that one's kind of thin and really more of a decorative piece. But the green silk Spencer, I did more like a regular Spencer where I added the structure layer of canvas, so it's a bit thicker and it's kind of fun, more like a structured vest. I do have footage of a lot of other projects that I have finished, so do look forward to those. It's just sometimes it takes me a lot longer to edit some of them, or I will just finish a project and be like, I really want to edit this one first. So there's a few that have been sitting around for a while, or that it's taken me years to finish because of the concurrent project thing. So there are some backlog of videos that I've been putting off, but they will definitely get done this year, so don't worry about that. They're coming. And if you've been following me on Instagram, I did actually finish my 1890s ball gown, so I do have all the footage for that and look forward to that coming pretty soon, I would think, because I will probably have the skirt video out soonish, along with the bodice. So that one is probably some of the next ones that I will be editing, just because I want to get those out, because I'm really proud of how that turned out, and it was kind of a long time coming, and it was a very hard project. Mostly because of the bodice. The bodice was really hard, so I'm just happy it's done, and I really want a chance to wear it. And you've already seen the linen ball gown chemise video, so that got done last year as well. It's just, again, my editing takes time. And then last year I did finally finish the second ball gown bodice for my bright green silk Edwardian gown. So that I will probably edit sometime in the beginning of this year. and get that out because it's kind of a pretty one, but I had been putting that project off for a really long time. And then another one that's been sitting in my editing queue is I modified my pink wedding dress that I made. I had lost a bit of weight during the pandemic, and once I finally got around to wearing the dress, it was a bit big, so I did edit that and I filmed that, so might be able to get that footage out eventually. And then if you've stuck around this long, if you remember from the beginning of the video, I did say I had some really big news of life changes. So my husband and I and our 2 dogs are going to be moving over to the UK. So it's really exciting for us. So we'll be able to live closer to my older brother who's over there, and there's just so many historical costuming events that can happen, and there's so many castles over there and historical sites, and I'm excited for all the new fabric stores and just learning about the new areas, and it's going to be so fun. And being closer to Europe means that I can visit places that I've been wanting to visit for a long time. There's just so many options over there. I don't know. We're all just really excited about it. It's just, there's going to be a lot of changes. I probably won't have a sewing room for a while until we set back up over there. And as you can see, I've taken some photos down already, and we've been getting rid of a lot of stuff and mailing things and packing. Just so much. And I've already started making friends online with the historical costuming community. So I'm really excited about meeting a lot of them in person finally. There's just a lot of exciting things about the move. So a lot of stress, but I guess you can't really have the good without the stress. So we deal. So I don't really have specific sewing plans for 2023, but I have some vague ideas, and I do have still some fabric that I will be bringing with me that I've been meaning to find projects for. I do know that I possibly want to do a sew along of the corset hoodie that Shannon from Shannon Makes is running in February, only if I get settled in fast enough. If not, I'm still going to make that corset hoodie because I really want one, but I may not be in time for the sew along. We'll see. But that will be a project that I add to the list this year. And I'll likely take video of setting up my sewing room and fabric shopping trips. I know there are plenty of things that I want to do, and I want to look up all the historical costuming events, so I will perhaps take a little video of that as well. And then historical sites, if they allow you to take video, we always ask because we don't want to step on toes. There's lots of rules. So thank you for joining me today as I talked about my 2022 projects and talked about all the exciting things coming for me for 2023. And thanks so much for following along on my sewing journey. It's been a lot of fun doing these videos. I was a little worried about it when I started just because I don't talk to the camera very well, but I think I've learned a little better how to do that. But yeah, here's to the new year. If you like this video and want to see more sewing and costume videos, remember to subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Happy sewing! Oh, come here, Diane. Okay. Here we go. Hi, Bean. Bean. Mom's... Okay. Bean. No. Mom's trying to do the thing. Okay. Mom's trying to record. Just give me a sec. You gonna come up here? Come here, Bee. Oh, there's... Oh, she almost made it. There, she made it. Okay. She's a good girl. She's a good girl. She's a good girl.